G'day guys, welcome to the mailbag for the 2nd of December at Sandown. We don't know what we're going to be dealing with yet.
We're calling Noah over because we'll need an ark.
I don't know about Noah.
Well, I'm getting the jet ski out. We're going to go in the Sandown Lake and have just a nice ride around at least if it gets cancelled.
After Tony Abbott's dribble on Twitter on the week, I've had more than I can ever fucking bear of political with just soaked in religious beliefs. So Noah's banned from the show.
No Noah.
No biblical fucking references. None.
Oh.
Now, firstly, we obviously need to address the racing rant stuff. Mark called me Sunday, said that we're going to sort of go our own ways, which was inevitable. I just want to say that I appreciate everything they've done for me. I really enjoyed my time with them. They're great people, it's a great product, and I'll still watch their shows and we'll continue to. And I'm really excited about what Drew and I are going to be able to do now.
Yeah, definitely.
There's plenty happening, so stay tuned and we'll hopefully have a fair bit of stuff in the next sort of 3 weeks.
Yeah, definitely. Looking forward
So
to
we've
it.
got a special guest in today, Tim. How are you?
Good mate, thanks for having me on.
How you doing?
He does this left-handed handshake. I don't like it. He does it.
I saw him do it the other day and I was
Yeah, I
like,
don't like it. It's fucking low. But anyway, Tim's over from Perth. He's mate of Pistol Pete, our yard man over there.
Oh, pistol.
Now, Pistol will be having a week off because he's going to Adelaide for the test match.
Can he make too much money? He's just bought like Ashes tickets and just gone.
Good on him.
Oh.
Good on him.
Riding pikey, that's for sure.
So you dabble a fair bit though in Melbourne.
yeah, Melbourne primarily for me more than, I mean generally it's Melbourne, Sydney. This time of year when Perth Carnival's on, it becomes Perth and it's easy for me to get to the track. But yeah, mainly Melbourne.
What you got, Drew?
So I was just having a look at the form.
Drew's been betting on dogs while they've been waiting for this show, which is quite sick, but they've
Um,
actually been winning.
Well, we're probably not going to look too much into WA stuff, so I was just going to ask you, state solicitor, moral?
Yeah, I discussed this with Pete yesterday, and I just think
I don't know if his camera's right.
from
It
the
is.
barrier draw, I just think from the barrier draw, the state solicitor has everything in his favour. You look at the main dangers. I think we tried to plot out a speed map. Vidora is going to be back. Santa Ana Lane's going to be back. Furyk's at risk of being caught wide with impending scratch. I think from barrier 4, state solicitor.
Furyk's going around.
Yeah.
Furyk's going around barrier 9.
Couldn't win at Flemington.
They said it's an each way shot. That's what they said back at us
Well-
on their show.
Back to 1200 metres.
Drew is obsessed
Lindsay
in
Park.
love with Lindsay Park.
Yeah, me too.
With David Hayes, thank you very
Oh,
much.
me
This-
too.
Fucking
I'm
hell,
a-
surrounded
This was
by
this was Tom
degenerates.
Dabinick, so you
Oh,
know I don't
no,
really
no.
listen to Tom
Hazy
that much.
declares him.
Yeah,
Hazy declares
you
him.
know when Hazy's going, and you know when it's winning. So when Tom's a little bit, he's putting it out there, but
Yeah.
you know, you just
Ben just smiles.
well, the smiling assassin.
Well, he would be at the moment, let me
Ugh.
tell you. What I've seen on track. Benny is punching. I suppose when you're a blue blood, you know,
Yeah.
you're going to appeal to a certain crowd, and he's really played his cards well, young Ben. Anyway, Sandown Saturday. We're not going to discuss the Valley, although I will be there. I'll be betting. I can't wait to get to Moonee Valley.
You've been doing Manting Yard Mail.
We've almost got our entire results from June uploaded into the website for everyone to have a look at, and pretty sure Moonee Valley is the fattest joint that we attend.
Well, Jordan makes Flemington hard to go past on that one result that's kind of biased it a bit, but yeah, Moonee Valley's by far your number one
Yeah, if
joint.
we took out Rekindling and Jordan.
Yeah.
Chop King.
Oh.
Oh, hang on, we should discuss the Chop King.
Oh. Well, we did at the end of the.
Let's discuss the Chop King.
Yeah.
Now, I think it's just such typical Chop King behaviour. And the reason I originally called him the Chop King is because he reminded me of that big peacock at your footy club or your cricket club, who just the king.
Yeah.
He dominates women. He always gets the glamours. And at the time, it was as if he had misses for like 2 or 3 years, and he's just coming back out on the circuit.
It's a bit rough.
And he was just sort of just trying to find his feet, build form again. And then as soon as he got one away,
Yeah.
he would have been perfect.
Yeah.
And it's just typical Chop King behaviour to be named the #1 jockey in the world and the best of the spring. He rode fucking 2 winners, but it was big winners. and they were all glamours. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they were.
Oh,
One of them was
I can't ride a winner, but I'm just going to ride Winks, Jordan, and I'm going to cough overseas and just knock off Kitasan Black.
Yeah.
Like, it's just typical Chop King behaviour.
It is. It very
And I
much
love
is.
him. I just love Hugh.
Goes to Hong Kong next week.
Oh,
Does he?
Yeah.
Back him or whatever.
He won last year.
Yeah.
International Jockeys Championship. I'll be there for it. Chop King won last year. He's
Apparently they're just like over there. They are sick for it. And actually something interesting, which we'll talk more about on Monday or Sunday. How much do you reckon it costs? Did you see the Japanese people? Well, is it in Japan? Did you see them charging?
Generally, Japanese people are in Japan.
Did you see them charging in
No.
to the race course?
Oh yeah,
Did
yeah.
you see
yeah.
the vision of
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Did you see them lining up to sleep
Yeah.
the nights before?
They charge in and they set up
It's like grand
mats.
final for the
They set
MCG.
up mats inside. It's packed.
Yeah.
It's completely packed. How many were there?
100k plus.
Yeah.
But
How
they
much-
actually have seats.
How much do you reckon it costs to get in? Australian.
Oh, what? If your VRC would be charging $500, wouldn't you?
How much do you reckon? Put a price on it.
Oh no.
$80.
Put a price on it.
$1.50.
$2 Australian.
I know, because the same.
They
in
get
Hong Kong.
$100,000 there, and they get an unlimited turnover.
Unlimited turnover.
You want to go to
They're all
Oak
buying
State-
food.
Oak
They're all
State
buying
costs you
drinks.
$75. I reckon it's
That's sick. That's
Oh.
sick. Like,
why would you pay to pay $12 for a can of VB?
I can't understand why racing
They
is
don't
not
sell
free.
VB on track either.
Well, that's probably a good thing.
You know, there's
Well,
a
you're drinking them.
there's
You've
a
knocked
thing
over
in
3 since you got here. You've been here for 10 minutes.
Well, the slab that you showed me from the slab bet wasn't here, so I had to just...
This is the slab bet.
Ah, piss off. We're not having VV as a slab bet. I said crownies. I need at least something decent.
Oh, how dare you bag VB. Get online punters and put shit on him. You can't bag VB.
I'm pretty sure they'll be coming back my way on the VV, mate.
No, it won't.
Well, they will.
No, VB's good. Anyway, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say, in Hong Kong, I think it's 10 Hong Kong dollars to enter the course, which is about $2 Australian. They set up the beer garden, and you get your jugs of beer, which works out to be about $6 or $7. And if you take your jug back, it costs you less than if you order a fresh jug.
Really?
So they basically say, bring your jug back and recycle it, and get cheaper beers.
Apparently in Japan, they don't even drink. It's
No,
all
probably not.
punting.
That's
There's-
sick.
Mr. 10% was saying that there are screens, like we're at Sandown, me, him, and 3 other people on Wednesday. God,
It's
it
'cause
was
you're a sick puppy.
complete torture. It was 45 degrees.
Yeah.
Horses prayed for 8 minutes. 8 minutes before the jump, they'd come out.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to find them? Anyway, from there's the screen at Sandown
Yeah, the one screen.
to
yeah.
the second Betfair sign.
Yep.
All screens with all data, and like the win odds are just on the left. All the rest of it is like this combination should pay this much for the trifecta, this combination for the exacta, everything. They are the height of sickness.
They are tote based, though, aren't they? They're very much a tote system, kind of like Hong
Yeah.
Kong. So I can understand that they would have more control and be able to give you more data. But hell, I'm still waiting for speed maps to be put up on course. You know, Asking a bit much,
Been
I'm
waiting
told.
a while, I reckon.
asking a bit much. I'm being told by the guys who run it. So.
You're complaining. Imagine it was like him over in Perth. They're 4 hours behind as it is.
Fair point.
And we still use a fucking cutaway rail.
Do we want to
That-
get into this or?
That's one of
Nah,
my favourite
nah.
sledges is calling someone Perth.
I was speaking to the track manager the other day. The assistant one when me and Petey walked the track last week before the meeting. He goes, WI Racing, it's just a 600 metre sprint, isn't it? I went, it's a pretty fair call, mate.
Yeah,
The
it is.
cutaway, they just walk in front. And they know they're going to get a run at the 200.
Oh, right.
It's sickening.
I'm still sick of that Black Heart Park.
Oh, thank God he lost.
What, you
Thank-
lay him?
I had great shot, and I took on the 3 favourites, Scales, Bart,
Tommy?
and Tom.
Took on Tommy.
Right.
Did you
Of
think?
course I took
How
on
courageous? How courageous is that? Not.
Tell me.
You
Did
took on a
you
fucking.
thought Tommy was going right past him at
No,
top of
I
the straight?
thought-
Shut
Bart.
up, Drew.
I didn't even see Tom in the straight. I was
Oh.
looking at Bart and Bart only,
Okay.
going, just please die on your run.
I back Bart hard.
And we were right on the line, just behind J-Mac, Jared McLean,
Yep.
Weir stable. And as soon as the head bobbed, I knew Great Shot got it,
Yeah.
and J-Mac was spewing.
Oh.
I reckon they had a stack on.
Oh yeah, they would have had a stack on.
Oh, what
They
about
probably went each way.
what about Smurden today? There's a Smurden horse I got $6.50. It was into like $2.90, $2.80, even less at some places. I chopped it all out on Betfair.
Yeah, you got to chop.
And made like money either way. But it's a hot stable under a lot of innuendo at the moment.
Hot stable.
It's like it was 8s into 2s, back out late because everyone. It's the males that fucking cook now that everyone gets it.
Yeah.
So everyone's laying it back on Betfair to get their little rev in.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did it? What happened to it?
Poor ride, went up the inside on a wet track. Didn't go near it. I had a better result if it won. So I'm a bit filthy about that. And then, I don't know what, I understand the twilight meeting at Warrnambool. It'll be a good, like...
Called off?
It'll be good socially and they get a better crowd. But all of Melbourne's been warned that it's like... It is going to be like biblical fucking rains.
Yeah, and we had the question...
No, nothing religious.
Well, yeah.
Armageddon type downfall.
Typhoon.
And we didn't push it forward because...
Well,
fucking, what
first,
was it?
First question we
Del
got...
Piero parades like a moral.
Yeah.
I've unloaded.
Yeah.
Off it trots. Looks even better when it starts trotting off.
Cancelled.
Called back in.
So, question from one of our punters, Paul, who we know very well. Given it was known that weather was going to turn bad, shouldn't they have started Warrnambool earlier?
Was that your mate, Paul?
Yeah. A bit of logic. Paul, you can't have logic in Victoria,
Paul,
mate.
you should just have an afternoon off, mate, and go and enjoy yourself.
Yeah. Makes that much cash.
Paul's sicker than Drew.
No, he's not sicker than me. He's just much better than me.
Yeah, that too, but he's just enjoy the time off. That's what I did.
Yeah.
I let it ride. Went for a walk, came back, scratched. Took the dog for a walk. Didn't work, did it?
No.
Jumping on a beer.
Can't believe it's actually had a walk.
Yeah.
Straight into Sandown, yeah. Let's get some...
How about, we're 12 minutes in, we haven't touched the race. So, track pattern. What do you reckon, Drew? Because I got something from Chris.
Mate, it's going to absolutely piss down. I've got no idea.
Alright, rails out 8 metres the entire track. Slight handy advantage. Expect them to get at least 4 off the rail in the straight. That's Chris.
Sounds reasonable, yeah. It sounds reasonable.
His mail's always spot on.
And realistically, it's going to be a tough slog if we actually still run it. Like, I'm saying we're probably only 50-50 to be running, but you got to do the prep work and you got to do everything.
After today, if they ran Warrnambool, I would have had a case bet with you on that. I fucking hope
they normally always run Warrnambool.
They better run the Valley.
They normally run it when it's like
they
heavy
better
20.
run the Valley.
Yeah.
The reason I'm here.
Yeah, no, Valley's pretty okay. It's got good drainage, whereas Sandown's a bit...
If they call off either meeting...
No, I'd be shocked with Moonee Valley. Yeah, so that's the rail. Race 1. We're kind of just skipping this one for mine anyway, because
I've got nothing to add.
Logan Rivers, the best horse here on the trials, but yeah, you know, I'm not betting at $2.70, I'm not betting on any of the others.
I'm not betting at all until I get there, and we've had a great uptake to the $22 for 3 meetings, which I really appreciate, so is Drew.
Definitely.
So we'll likely find something we really like in the 2-year-old race, we always do. Yeah. So stay tuned.
What about this booking Andrew Mallion on Sanctimonious, second elect for McAvoy? Ran a slower time in the trial, but I think Mallion rode a winner for McAvoy during the carnival, didn't he? A pretty smart one a little bit ago. John McNeil on the favourite is somewhat of a query for mine.
Massive query. Mate, I backed... What was that horse I backed that got slaughtered? At Sandown, the apprentice. Couldn't get his... Couldn't change over whips.
Oh, the Hayes one.
Fred Kersley.
Yeah,
Fred Kersley doesn't like changing over the whip.
Okay,
because
he
might
drops
drop
it.
Yeah. So to be fair, I watched it. He did change it over, but then he's changed back the final 300 and it's kept laying in again. Like,
It's run second. It should have won, alright.
in my opinion, should have won.
There's one thing about Fred Kersley, as I'll say, is one day we were at Belmont in the winter, and he rode the last minute of the card, and he came back. One of the boys was on the cans all day, and shouted out to him, "Freddie Kersley!" And he rode past and goes, "Saturdays are for the boys."
Oh,
Walked
hang on.
straight out.
Hang on. I might be a fan. I might like him.
So I've got. A bit of
I
time
think
for
we'll
it.
come around to him. It's kind of like I absolutely detested Dylan Dunn for probably about a month when he started, and then he just started winning for me. Like, he just started to do it.
Done.
Oh, there was a month there where I just couldn't catch him. He'd do so many things wrong, but he's a quick
His
learner.
insights on racing.com good, I reckon.
And he's got some personality too.
Yeah,
He's
I
got
like him.
personality.
Got some
I think he'll
confidence.
grow into it. I
Ben
don't
Hayes
think...
is my favourite though.
Who?
Ben Hayes.
Yeah.
Just love what he's doing. Love it. Race 2. 300 metres. Benchmark 70 for the 3-year-olds, boys.
So we can't mention Holy Freeze because nothing biblical.
That's
Balagano.
not...
So Belagano, Holy Freeze, Kazi Ferrazzi, I think the main contenders based on being able to handle the track. I'm saying heavy 10 at this stage. I think Big Moon, but I don't think it's good enough. There's one here that's just an outsider at each way odds. That's my best value of the day. Getting
Whoa!
$31.
Want a diva moral.
No. $31, $8 to place. Linda Meach on board.
Regina.
Heavy track winner at Swan Hill last prep, called Regina del Nilo. I think it is massive overs. I'm taking the specs. I'm thinking this thing could go really well, and it'll handle the track, and that's what I'm wanting.
First up for 107 days
Yep.
on a heavy 10.
Yeah, fine with that. This stable, no issues.
Well, if it was in the market, I'd be so hard against it, but it's irrelevant that far out. But I think you want to find horses that have had 2 or 3 runs this prep, handle heavy, or their pedigree suggests they will.
You want tough horses, you want low end of the weights, which is what we're getting. You're getting Linda Meach, who can push them on and on. You're getting a heavy 10 specialist, and you're getting a horse that'll, have no issues at 1,300 first up, in my opinion. $31, I'm very happy to play it.
It was a slow time run on the heavy.
Punting form doesn't adjust for heavy
Yeah, it
properly.
does.
Not properly, in my opinion. I'm a bit against it on it. Yeah, I'm a bit against it.
I disagree.
Yeah.
I've got Holy Freeze clearly on top. Heavy winner on debut, and this is one of my little things that I like to follow. Is we're bringing these horses from the country straight to the city. Should have won last start, or should have gone close. As I said, heavy first up. I think second up from the little let up in town. Pretty keen at the price we're getting, and I disagree about Big Moon. I thought the trials were okay. Craig Williams riding for Frankie Stockdale.
What's that mean? Blinkers on?
Blinkers on for the first time,
Blinkers
but
on,
it's his
yeah.
first race start, which is
He's on RaceNet, so he's time travelling, Perth style, 4 hours behind the rest of us. But I grew up on RaceNet.
Craig Williams for
But
Frankie
it's different.
Stockdale.
That's
It's-
not what it used to look like.
Yeah, no, it's even new now, but I use the old version. That I stuck with the old version because the new version mine fucked me a bit. I just think Craig Williams, Frankie Stockdale on debut. I like the trials. Drawn 11, heavy track, $15, not the worst.
Yeah.
I think Holy Freeze has to be the top selection. I agree.
So you'd probably say that they've got the market wrong with that one, right?
Big Moon.
Just in general. I'm looking at this market, I'm seeing horses that will probably be scratched. So
Big Moon.
by the time we get there,
if I could get a bet on, Big Moon will be scratched if it's a heavy 10. You don't have if it's got any ability. Wherever horse has ability, we don't send it out at Sandown when it might be slippery on a heavy 10 first up.
Yeah, and it is a
That's
fast
what
net
you
rock.
know what I mean?
yeah, I agree. Yeah.
It is a fast net rock, but did win a trial recently really comfortably on a soft 5. You never know, you never know with these things on debut what they do at home. They could have had a gallop on a heavy 10,
100%.
gone like the wind.
Yeah.
So I just think if it's going to run, like Craig Williams wouldn't ride for Frankie Stockdale if the horse wasn't a chance. I would have thought.
No, that's definitely correct.
$15,
Craig
small outlay.
Craig
big return.
finds fast horses regularly.
That's what makes him so good. It's not.
He can
It's
slow
not
them down,
necessarily.
but he definitely
Yeah.
finds the fast ones.
You're right.
Him and Michael Walker.
How good's M Walker?
I know.
Well,
he just finds them.
well.
What?
And anyone, obviously, who weren't betting properly on Wednesday at Sandown.
No, it wasn't. No. You know that.
What was it called? The Waller horse. So splendid.
Oh, did not know.
Oh, you're fucking rapping Michael Walker, mate.
That
I
was
don't
bad.
think.
It's one bad ride.
Oh, I thought you said it wasn't a bad ride.
No, I said one bad ride.
It's about to tear you apart. I don't think it was Michael Walker, actually. I reckon it was the stable.
That was the Chop King. Flemington.
It was just the Waller.
Just
The Waller negative tactics.
Yeah.
Wide
mid
draw.
to wide draw.
Yeah.
It jumped first, third, snicked,
But you know, that's
snicked again.
that's the problem with that yard. You know they're going to snick as well, which is
Yeah, you don't. But
they do every
yeah, you
time.
got to make decisions though on the run. It's
Yeah.
a leader bias track.
Yeah.
You got pace to sit midfield, forward midfield. You jump well, ride it positive.
I think Walker's trying to get in there for the rides that Newitt no longer takes. So I think he's just trying to ride to instructions a
Yeah,
bit.
which is fair enough. Anyway,
Who
Oh.
won that race?
us.
The Weir horse with Johnny Owen on.
I chopped down that, but
Yeah.
I sent out So Splendid on top, and I had a big bet at it.
Yeah,
And
me
I knew
too.
I was fucked as soon as it started.
Race
Race 3, 1600 metres, benchmark 84, fillies and mares.
I'm just going to say Miss Gardenia handles the track, which is a big if. It simply just wins this race. I think it's better than all of them. But I've got no confidence to bet based on if it's going to be a heavy 10. If it's a soft 7 or something like that, I'm happy to bet the horse. I would say Le Fleurette is a horse that has to be respected off the Donald Cup. Toffee Nose I can't dismiss, and same with Fudged, but Miss Gardenia should probably be $2 if it's no worse than a soft 7.
I'd be finding Toffee Nose on top easily if it was a soft or better. That's all I got.
Miss Gardenia clearly on top, but Weir's stable is
Don't you
just
worry.
weird.
Don't you too worry. It's just mares to mares.
No, my
Gapped
worry
him.
is Weir.
Gapped
It
him
goes.
as well, though.
It goes D lane to Ethan Brown.
I'm fine with
That's
that.
a massive negative. Even though Ethan Brown's a very competent little jockey, he's not fucking Damien Lane.
On a day when I'm expecting heavy tracks, I'd rather a 3 kilo claim than Damien Lane. I know that's a big call, but with Ethan
Wouldn't
Brown.
Wouldn't at all.
But
But I just think you want to be real careful taking short prices because it's a weird horse.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mares
Agreed.
to mares, negative jockey change. Inside draw, suited at last start, won't suit at this start. You can agree with that. You don't want to be buried the fence on a choppy.
I agree.
I'd be very careful with
Early
Miss
on,
Gardenia.
yes.
I totally agree.
Early
it was
on,
an
yes.
enormous win. And
Good horse that beat it last start.
Yeah, I like the form.
oh yeah, it was an
Out of
enormous
That
run.
was a filler.
It was a frustrating fucking race that actually. But yeah, just be really careful. Be really careful.
Yeah,
Race
I'd agree. I
Toffee
can't jump
Nose-
into the price.
Toffee Nose goes D lane, Craig Williams. Fine. Sort of justice, okay. Barrier 1 to barrier 4, that's an improvement. It gets blinkers first time. I think this horse would win if it was a nice track. It hasn't run on a heavy, so it scares the shit out of you. And it
that's the
doesn't seem to
problem.
like soft. You just hope the stable scratches it if it's not going to run well.
But
But
with Craig
if this
Williams
rain
on
does-
it
like,
doesn't tell you that.
Let's not forget, guys, we're in Victoria, we're in Melbourne. It's been 35 to 45 degrees today, from what I could gather from the couch while I was watching
It's a hard
NBA and some bit of scone action, but it's very, very hot.
Yeah.
So, if the rain comes, it comes, but it might not. This is Melbourne, it doesn't always happen.
I would be case betting anything that you look at the radar, you look at where it's coming from, it's hitting
Heavy
us.
10.
I'm saying that at minimum soft 7 is what we're looking at.
He's backed right down.
No, I think it would be heavy 10 if not.
I'll go a case bet, heavy 9 or lower, you got heavy 10 or above.
But
Case
does it mean including called off?
Yeah, you get called off.
I get called off as well.
And heavy 10.
Yeah, okay, I'm done with that. Very much so.
Don't rain.
I'll be doing the rain
Don't
dance
rain
tonight,
and
mate.
unload Toffee Nose each way. Righto, we done there?
Can
Yeah.
go around without me, yeah.
Race 4, 1600 metres, benchmark 70.
I got one here at odds that I like. I mean, Vinland's too short at $2 for mine.
Good horse though.
It's a good horse, but once again, unknown on the track. On heavy, I'm not convinced on its breeding, but you know, they'll scratch or they'll go around. I think Columbia is the most interesting horse in the race. 3 kilogram claim, once again, that's what I'm looking for in the day. I'm looking for a horse that I know will tough it out. It's 2 wins in the past on wet, including a soft 6, so I'm taking that on and just thinking, okay, it can run out the, heavy track. I think it has to improve up in this grade, but I've just got queries on almost every single runner in this race, and I'm just looking around and I'm going, well, where's the value? And I've landed on Columbia at about $26 each way.
I reckon that Tim's going to find. Justice Glory.
No way.
I reckon Justice Glory has a case.
There's a small case for it. Once again, I think it has to handle, but I think it's got ability to, at $31 you can back it.
Beaten 8 lengths last start on a soft 5. Doesn't that concern you?
Yeah, but it's beaten by horses that were shitty in the
Yeah, fair enough.
It gets Winkers back on. It gets our little Perth mate Freddie Kersley. Saturday's up for the boys.
The stable has a bit of an opinion on the horse in terms of that it's got some ability.
Yeah.
So
they've been saying that for 10 weeks.
I know. I agree with that. Trust me, I've lost a bit.
I just think like
$31.
The horses that's get being beaten by pretty smart horses. Shoals, Our Crown Witness, Yulong, Jin Shang.
Yeah.
How do you say that one, Drew?
Yeah, you got that one right.
This is one thing I've picked up from this show. Right, we're watching back home. Every time Drew pronounces a horse's name, I sit there and go, "Oh fuck, that was."
I'm not sure if I've said it or not, but I was tongue tied when I was young, and my mum didn't get my tongue cut until I was in like grade 3 or 4. So I had to do speech therapy for like 3 years just to try and catch up, and it still didn't
I think that you do a fantastic job, and you own it when you get them wrong.
Yeah,
the best one was.
And I love you, big guy.
The best one was Shahitsi, that Tasmanian horse back in the winter.
And
because was classic.
No, sometimes he'll just go like,
he was like
he'll be talking and he starts pointing.
Tahini.
He starts pointing at me.
Yeah,
I
say
don't
the
know
name.
what the fuck he's talking about, and he's like, say that name.
Tahini. I'm like, there's not an N in the fucking horse's name. How do you get Tahini?
All right, anything else this race?
I'm keen on a tone here.
Oh wow.
What are we getting? $8.
Smurden, Ryan Maloney.
Smurden stable, very smelly at the moment. Not a stable I like necessarily to follow, but pissed in on debut. Bred by Reset.
Do you follow the breeding and the syndication stuff, and you know that this is like probably a genetically gifted animal?
I wouldn't say hugely, but certainly
silks.
if we're racing on a heavy 8 or heavy 10, then you want to have some indication. So like a Fastnet Rock isn't going to be your out and out kind of wet track horse. I just think the debut was really impressive. Round 1:31.01. If you look at Mrs. Gardenia from the race before, I think her time for the 1500 last start was 1:31.61 or something. So she's a good horse. Completely different courses.
This is why you need puntingform.com.au. Puntingform.com.au.
What was that again?
Without the minus, that's bad.
I don't understand these numbers though.
That means it's gone 6.2 below benchmark on debut. It's fucking slow.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying. This just gives you clarity.
Okay. Well, it's good to know because.
Yeah. I'm just pumped.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think 2:15 for Vinland. Had one start on a heavy track, albeit it was before a very long spell behind She Will Rain. That's hard to get a gauge on.
I agree with that. I've got a
on.
mate who's a very smart punter who, when it really gets sloppy, just simply clicks the red all day long on the favourites.
Yeah.
Because it's just too hard. He just lays favourites. Does no, just goes. It's going to piss down. There's my form. Don't worry about it. It's going to lay favourites, and I'll be in front at the end of the day.
What barrier do you want to be on at this stage in the day with the heavy 9 or 10?
I reckon you want to be mid to wide.
Okay.
Inside draws would be poison.
Barrier 11?
Yeah.
Inland.
You want something else?
6. Storm Harbour failed both goes on soft tracks for Weir, but you never know with Weir. I just think $8. I'd rather take $8 than $2.20 for Vinland.
I reckon by race 4, I want to be probably like barrier 7.
You don't want to be inside 3,
Justice
realistically. So to back you up, because I like backing people up.
That's good.
Ryan Maloney, riding at 28% in November. 29 rides, 8 wins, and riding at 50% placings. So each way, you're not going to go wrong.
And for the same stable, you're getting $9.50, $8.50 about Raw, and you got Jacob Rule on. No disrespect to Jacob Rule, and he wrote this one a treat last start, but like in the city, Jacob Rule.
It's about making smart, educated gambling decisions. And
I've Ryan Maloney in my top 10 at the moment in Melbourne Jockeys. He's just
top
riding
10?
Top
Who's
10,
that?
100%. Who else is going
Maloney.
to 28%?
I was going to say, who else is in your top 10? There's not many.
Yeah.
Jamie Carr.
He loves Jamie
How
Carr.
good is she going?
She's obsessed with Jamie Carr.
Yeah, that's it for me.
I'm a Malian fan.
Katie,
Meech is the number one female in the country.
on provincial tracks.
And
I'd
all
say
tracks.
anywhere.
On all tracks.
I'd say
I just mean particularly Monday to Friday,
Yeah.
if she's on a chance.
$3 shot that goes forward, getting home. Yeah.
Righto, race. This is really dragging on, boys. 30 minutes in, we haven't even got through 4 races. Race 5, 1400 metres, benchmark 64.
This is one of the lowest races of the day.
Let's keep it short.
How we have a 20 runner race in this grade
It
is
won't be
ridiculous.
20. It won't be 20.
I know, 16. Still, it's way too many. Who wants to bet into a 16 horse race? I have Atlantic Express on top from Good Therapy. I would be backing both of them. I'm backing here, but honestly, I'm not touching the race. No, thank you.
Why have you got Atlantic Express on top?
It's 3-year-old handicap grade forms, just legit. It rates really well on puntingform.com.au. It's shown me enough, and I'm a fan of the horse.
What about 3 starts on a soft track for 1 placing, 4 starts first up for 0 placings?
This is Tim.
No. So
Buy Manny Mail, and I'll tell you exactly if he's ready to
and
go
this is
or
one
not.
that's been in my stable previously.
Sometimes they change their prep. It's just all about how forward it is. Did it have 4 or 5 jump outs at home, or did it have
I've been
one?
told it's forward.
You don't
so
know. You know what I mean? As soon
Fair
as
enough.
it walks in the yard, we know.
I've been told it's forward. I'm being told it'll handle the track. So
Okay.
that's just a bit of.
You need an edge in
That's
punting,
fair
and
enough.
if you just look at the first up, second up, shit.
That's the problem though. There's not
Everyone
enough
sees that.
information
You
around.
need
Yeah.
your own.
So you have to.
know
You
what
do
I
have to look at that.
When you're having private jump outs at Cranbourne and no one
Yeah.
can
I
find
understand.
fucking
No, but
horses
it
on.
makes you so much better down here. It's shit, but it like when you go and get all that information, it's a lot easier.
And props to the blokes that are in the media chasing that stuff up and trying to get it out there too.
100%.
Benny Adscari,
Do love Benny.
I love BZ. The
Benny
most.
two
they're,
bets.
they're trying to help us out.
That and helps that Benny can tip as well, even more.
Well, they do the work.
This was, I don't know, what do you think?
My favourite's Hutchie, actually.
He can sink a can.
Well, I was gonna say
Can he ever?
Hutchie's a monster on that.
Hutchie's a stayer.
Yes.
Anyway, I don't give a shit about this race. Next race.
Yeah. I'm not touching Atlantic Express. I thought Izina Shark double figure odds could go well. River Goddess.
Yeah, I don't mind
The
River
weird
Goddess at the
horse.
odds. Yeah.
I wouldn't touch a horse first up.
I think
On
River
Saturday.
Goddess could be a wet tracker though.
What I would say, this is a WA horse. What do you think of Rock with You?
They
ran
A
eight
bit of MJ gear.
It ran
Well, it's been
in
here
the Group
one
2
prep.
Derby.
Yeah, it's been here one prep. I didn't see much of it back when it was home. Well, it's only had the one start there. It came from Melbourne over to Perth,
Yeah.
ran in the Derby, and went straight back to Melbourne and was beaten 10 lengths and 14
yeah,
lengths last prep.
Yeah.
But I would say that there's been a trickle of money for it. So
I saw the trial.
but
but the
no,
stable
no,
like
I
that-
saw the trial.
This is one thing.
I
I,
didn't
this
like
is
it.
one thing I want to be. I keep meaning to say on the show. The trickle of money, early on, like on say
I
Wednesday
know
or
what you're going to
Thursday,
say.
is so small, and generally from punters who lose, because it's the ones who are on the
let's
money.
be honest, Tab's not. Tab
Nah.
will let anyone.
No, they won't.
Yeah, they will.
No,
they won't.
there's certain trainers that you can find.
Yeah.
If there's a little
Yeah.
trickle of money in the right direction,
Smurden.
Weir's another one. Like you saw Aussie
Yeah,
Choice
there's certain
last week.
bookies who will they know that money's where it's from, and they take it. So
Yeah.
they take, like people like it used to be. They'll take 1,000 on a horse at 6s to know it's ready to go. They'll come in 2 or 3 rolls below everyone else, so everyone else will back with everyone else, and they've just taken that $1,000, but in the long run they win. They're sort of buying that information. But with other stables, there's certain stables, yes, you need to watch, but just the money I got early on, it's severely overrated. Is that all I've got left?
Yeah, you have that one. I'll give you
No,
that
I got another one.
one.
Yeah,
look,
move on, or?
yeah, not a race I'm really keen on. I just thought River Goddess could be a wet tracker. Silent General is one of those weird horses that goes from country to city, and they always grow a leg in the city. I'm terrified of Urban Royal, and I thought
Weir's just so scary, isn't he?
he,
Yeah.
like
Mate,
sometimes
my
I can
first
catch
bet
him,
fair
and sometimes I
First
can't.
bet fair lay. It's like just a racing rant. Mark Lambourne, first thing he said, maiden to City,
64, yeah. Oh, yeah.
which is
Yeah.
64, is
Yeah.
hard, and especially.
With a weird horse.
No, seriously, their
I took on a
stats,
weird-
if you lay
I took
every
on a
one of
weird
theirs,
horse.
jumping from maiden to 64, you're far ahead. Like, the actual stats legit on that as well, with weird horses as well.
I got stung.
Yeah.
But you look at the horses that he brings from the country to the city, and the best example I use is Palantino.
Yeah.
Went around $1.30 on debut at Donald or something, was
Yeah.
backed off the maps, ran second, Michelle Payne, cheers Michelle.
Mhm.
Came straight to the city and pissed in like a Group 3 on Carnival time, and 6 months later he won the Maccabi Diva and the Australian Guineas.
Yeah.
I think Tomas is going to do pretty well the same thing.
Oh.
Tomas is another one that
Is that the one I'm talking about?
the one on
No.
Emirates Day, Oaks
Oh,
Day,
yeah,
that
yeah.
was Dean Yendall murdered.
Yeah. The one that beat So Far So Cool at Bendigo, which cost me about 10k.
Oh, we won on that race.
Yeah.
The master race. What did we bet?
Oh, we
You
had
backed
Tommaso
the
in
leader,
Flemington.
that Peter Morgan horse, Linda Meach.
Coney.
Ciccone, yeah.
Because me and Petey were inside watching it, and I was throwing things at the fucking TV.
That was one.
Tommaso was the
That
best
was
thing
another
beat.
thing that Drew does, which is another little insight pearl for you. If I find if I'm really keen on a horse from the yard that's going to lead, can I
Yeah.
say this?
Yeah, that's fine.
You said it the other week.
Drew will back at like Sir Coney at 20s. We had, let's say 200 on it. He'll then set in play trades at really low prices to get his stake
Yeah.
back, to get money out of it if it lost, but he'd still win if it won.
And also in tight goes as well. So if I lose on protest, because I'm on a front runner, and if a front runner, you're not losing on something from the back, right?
Yeah.
In a protest, because generally that front runner's laid out and taken the run of something, but still kept on going and winning. So I'm very keen to always get my money out of $1.
We'll just get 3 pieces.
Yeah, what are you guys gonna eat?
I'm going to go Supreme.
I said 3 pizzas. What are you guys gonna eat? Can't believe you missed it.
I didn't figure that out.
Yeah, Perth, see? That's why I always say that.
4 hours behind.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sandra Sully. Who does the late news over there? That's like 3 a.m. our time. We'll have to
Now,
find
do you
out.
want
The
a pizza?
ABC
What sort of pizza do you want?
Oh, meat lovers, Hawaiian, whatever's going.
Capricciosa, yep.
Um,
Good ball those.
the 7 p.m. anchors. One of my brother's mates, but I don't know who does the late news. If you want to lay for this race, in race 5, tell the truth. Andrew Noble at Boris Thornton, 3 kilogram claim, a barrier 4 inside, 2 starts, soft track, 0 placings, $5.50. Get out.
What price do you reckon to start though?
11.
I always find this
Double.
It always does my head. Yeah, but that means you've got to lay at 11.
Andrew Noble.
It's very hard to get a lay on early.
I think this
And
rear
it-
runner will drift, and I think it'll go close to winning.
And its win
Solid
was
job.
on synthetic as well, so that's just another.
Just like combination that I just don't like. $5.50 what? Favourite? $5.50 favourite.
Shouldn't
Andrew
be
Noble
favourite.
at Boris Thornton
Yeah, I know.
in a city race on a heavy 20.
Should not be favourite. Speaking of favourites, let's move on to race 6,
Yeah.
where I'm just going to declare one. So,
Prepare yourself.
1,000
Good,
metres,
I love it.
Sandown, Hillside, Sprightly Lass, won 3 in a row, 2 trials, handled a heavy 9, smashed them last start. It's a very good type, $2.90, chips in 8 units, just smashing it.
8 units.
8
Sorry,
units.
what did he say?
So what's your standard
which bet?
Sprightly Lass Team Hawks?
It's not going to come up well in the data, but I'm super confident.
My concern, Druzy,
Mm.
with Sprightly Lass, and I agree. I had them and her and Miss Wonderland probably clearly had. My concern is, did she win Mooney Valley that night where you had to lead?
There was a little bit of bias on that night, not going to lie, but it was still a dominating
Yeah,
win.
I'll have it in here if it was.
It was. I can tell you it was the night when you
I'm not
had
going to
lead.
disagree. I've got it and Miss Wonderland probably clearly on top.
So my issue with Miss Wonderland is coming off the injury, scratched last week on purpose.
I didn't think the trial was all that good
Me
either.
neither, yeah.
I thought Essence of Terror would be an each-way moral in this race if it was on a good track. But has a horrible record on wet tracks.
What
So
price are you getting Gwyneth?
You're getting a decent price. You're getting
$8.
It's a powerful little unit.
Comes off Sydney form.
After pissing in at the Valley,
I was on it that night too.
went up
That's
to
a-
Sydney. after that and came third, I think.
What do you make of Chiavari, Drew?
Had it in my numbers as one to consider, but I just think it's not. I think Sprightly Lass is here and is going that way.
Yeah.
I think Chiavari is here and staying here. So at 57 versus, once again, I'm saying I think weights are important. I think 54.5 kilos. I'm very keen for a horse that.
Done.
Yeah, he's my only query because if this horse leads, I'm not a massive fan on him on leaders, but I'm okay on Dwayne Dunn leading at a racetrack like a Flemington or a Sandown. So I don't like him at a Caulfield or a Moonee Valley. This is a bit of a stance that I've changed a little bit recently because I don't like him on leaders. But I think he kind of rides a better style at a Flemington and a Sandown on a leader. And
I quite like that Essence of Terror with you, but it's just not going to do it on the wet.
It's not going to go on the wet. I do have one each way odds here, though. If you're looking to steer outside the favourites, number 2, Chiavari.
Yep.
8 starts on wet ground for 2 wins and 5 placings. So it's finishing the money 7 on 8 occasions. 3 starts, track and distance, finishing the money every single time.
Does Reece McLeod ride winners?
No, that was what I was about to say. Biggest concern, Reece McLeod.
Ask who he
Barrier 2.
Who do you run second to?
I was about to say, but you look at the form 2 starts ago. Drew's favourite,
Snitty Titty.
That's a hot race.
Yeah.
It's a hot race.
Is that Caulfield race?
It was
Caulfield